Good morning and welcome to Shirvan Speaks. We're continuing our running episodes and interviews with loan officers, the voices of Fitzland. I'd like to welcome Kasey Martin, one of our more prolific loan officers, and just a person that does things right, and more importantly, just an excellent human being.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Shirvan Speaks is brought to you by FitzGerald Financial Group, a division of TowneBank Mortgage. NMLS number 512138. Shirvan Joseph, our host, is NMLS registered. NMLS number 188513. The contents are for informational and educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors. Shirvan Joseph and FitzGerald Financial Group are equal housing lenders. This is not a commitment to lend. Enjoy.
And so we want to get right to it because Kasey is very busy, and we have some questions for her with regards to her sphere of influence and how she does business and how she gets it done at FitzGerald Financial. When is the best time to sell a home?
In the DC metro area, now is the best time to sell a home. Interesting though, over the years, what I tend to see is our spring market, which starts in about February in our area, through Memorial Day weekend. That's the very, very best time. Second best time is the month of September. But it's interesting, business does, or buyers do seem to shy away from the week after Memorial Day. And also starting in October, things get a little rougher for sellers. But I have to say, it's a seller's market right now. Now is the best time to sell a home.
No, and with all of the contract offers on these homes, I mean, there's multiple offers, there's 10, 15, 20. It's just unbelievable. You just have to be aggressive, I guess.
The interesting thing about selling a home right now is that sellers are not happy to see contingencies. Contingencies can be for financing, appraisal,
Mhm.
or seller help with closing costs, or contingency for the sale of your current home. Those kind of things are, even inspections are being waived on a lot of deals. I'm not saying that's the right answer, but
Right,
it is
that's-
kind of what
sure,
sellers are able to request right now
Sure.
because of the lack of inventory.
Mhm.
There are ways to buy without selling your current home, and a variety of those, depending on each individual case, which is why it's a really good idea to sit down with a loan officer and figure out if you have the option to make an offer without contingency for the sale of your home. You may intend to give a large down payment based on all the equity that you've built up in your house. And when you sell it, the net proceeds, which is the amount of money that you receive, would probably be even more than you wanted to put down on your new home. Again, we've seen values go up significantly in the DC metro area. You can get away with keeping, or with not keeping, but rather planning to sell your home later if you can carry both the mortgage payment on the new house and the old house. But additionally, you may have to look for some sources of money since you're not going to have the money from the sale of your current home.
Right.
And I've got lots of ideas for that. Some of them everybody thinks of, but some of them I think you'll find interesting.
So customers, realtors should contact you beforehand. And I can't stress how important the pre-approval process is.
It's more than a pre-approval. A pre-approval, I mean, I could go, yeah,
Sure,
looks
sure,
good to me.
Sure.
So I'm pretty
Thorough.
and also, I guess, kind of a pain, because even before you look for a house, I want all the documentation.
Yeah.
I want to not only run your credit, but I want to underwrite your loan and make sure that it's pretty much find a house, add and stir, go to settlement, we're done. It makes a big difference when you're in a multiple offer situation. And yes, some people are able to simply say they're making a cash offer. You'll find that a lot of those same people are not really making a cash offer. They're simply waiving the financing on the purchase. Again, there are other ways to make up the cash. 401k will allow you to, most of the 401k plans will allow you to borrow half up to $50,000. If you've got a couple buying together, that's $100,000 right there, which will often cover a down payment and some closing costs. Now, you may not have the amount of down payment that you thought you were going to have, So maybe you're going to need some mortgage insurance.
Yes, and so for mortgage insurance, please, what is mortgage insurance? Break that down for us if you don't mind.
Mortgage insurance can be charged a lot of different ways, but mostly it's the insurance that insures and keeps safe the lender if you put down less than 20%. So probably in a situation where you were going to sell a house and after you bought your new house, you might have mortgage insurance on your new house because you couldn't put down 20%. If you use monthly mortgage insurance, once you can take that down to 20%, 20% equity, or your loan to 80% loan to value, then you may request that the servicer drop the mortgage insurance from your payments. So mortgage insurance is a tool. That's all it is. It's not good. It's not bad. It's simply a tool to help people buy houses. And again, sometimes it's a tool to help you get into a house, even though you're going to be able to afford a lower, or you're going to have the money after you sell your house.
Sure.
To bring the payment down.
And with mortgage insurance, on an FHA.
Good question. Yes. So FHA has changed their rules, and that's Federal Housing Authority, I think.
Sure.
But
It is.
FHA loans are government-backed loans, and they are often the solution to get into a house with not so much money down. You could put down as little as 3.5% and use an FHA loan. But however, FHA mortgages come with mortgage insurance automatically. Now, I believe that it's in the 11th year now that
Yes.
it drops off. So,
Yes.
so it's not a
A
forever.
lifetime, like it used to be.
Exactly. So it's not a forever insurance. The other thing that's interesting about FHA loans right now, at least about a week ago anyway, they were running almost a 4% lower interest rate than
Yes.
a conventional loan. So if you are looking at perhaps getting into a house with less down and thinking that maybe you'll refinance, and if our housing continues to go up in value, which I believe in the DC area, we're sort of an insular market.
Yes.
We've got the government moving in and out, and it really kind of doesn't matter which party you are. There's always job changes and houses
Mhm.
coming on the market and people looking to buy houses. So again, that does give some sort of insulation to the price escalations that we'll see, or the prices going up on the current inventory. There aren't enough builders building houses. So yeah, I think real estate's a pretty safe bet.
So I have two more questions
Go
for you
ahead.
before I let you go. And one of the questions is, what makes you such a successful loan officer?
First of all, I work so hard because I love my job. I love what I do.
Yes, that's good. We'll go with the mantra from FitzGerald Financial and our boss, Dan FitzGerald.
Mhm.
I love my
I
job.
love my job.
Yes.
I truly enjoy working with people. I love figuring things out. I do. I think if I am good at what I do, it's because even when things are easy, I still do the basics. I keep my relationships intact with my borrowers, my previous borrowers, all the realtors and title companies. I have a pretty big fan club because I make things easier or less painful anyway.
Seamless, right?
Well, seamless. Buying a house is definitely a challenge
Sure.
for most people. Again, I don't consider myself great, but I do know that I do a good job and I work hard at it because, hey, it's what I love to do.
That's right. No, and it shows. And lastly, in this market, in this particularly around the Beltway that we're talking about, and this particular climate that we're in, what are your thoughts on this market right now?
I think that this market it's unreasonable, I suppose,
Sure.
because there isn't enough inventory for all the buyers who want to buy houses. The other thing is to be able to turn on a dime, to be able to move quickly. And if you are approved for a mortgage and you talk through strategies, I also am notified as soon as the contract goes in and I know what's in the contract being offered, and I follow up immediately with the listing agent to make sure that they don't have, if they have questions, we want to answer them and to encourage them to take our contract and tell them why. It can also be a really fast-moving process, and I always start by apologizing to people because it does feel like you're sliding on a slide very quick. very quickly.
I agree.
I mean, people put in contracts and close in 10 to 14 days. And I can accommodate that because again, we do all our homework up front.
Mhm.
It's not fun, but it gets
Gets
the house.
done, yes. You're accomplishing your mission and you get into the end game. So we thank Kasey Martin for what she has done and what she continues to do.
My pleasure.
High excellence, and I appreciate you giving us a little insight into your world and the Fitz world. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Take care.